Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and in today's video, we're going to break down why Zebec Network has the potential to be an institutional powerhouse. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And remember, nothing I say is financial advice. So on this post from Zebec Network, it states Circle has been an early backer of Zebec, and we've now joined the ARC testnet along 100 plus institutions. We're on the precipice of an once in a lifetime digitization of traditional finance where stablecoins become the primary way the world transacts. So let's go ahead and play this clip here.
Technology and the USDC stablecoin are core to our programmable money architecture. And the launch of Circle's first layer one chain through the ARC will allow Zebec to connect to 100 and more institutions which are currently on the testnet. And these institutions will now be able to connect directly with Zebec's real-time flows, whether that is for payroll streaming, card issuance, remittance, or any financial transaction on our network. And as a founder and leader in this space, I don't think there's ever been a more exciting time in history to be in the finance world. In many ways, we're seeing a race amongst firms to be leaders in the stablecoin arena. You can draw parallels to prior technological ways like the internet boom of the 90s or the space race of the 1960s. We're now on the precipice of a once in a lifetime digitization of traditional finance through stablecoins as the primary means of transacting and tokenization of all forms of assets. And Zebec, as an infrastructure provider, is positioned to benefit from this boom, which makes things so exciting for all of us here on the team today.
Yeah, so it's important to note it's kind of like being at the right place at the right time. Zebec is at the right place at the right time. They're backed by Circle. They are in the ARC testnet, which is a blockchain for Circle. And by the way, Zebec has the ability to connect to these other big time players within the ARC testnet, which is an absolute game changer. And I gather some more information to kind of show you why this is a big deal, as these are kind of like the who's of who moves money in markets. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So why this matters: Zebec's participation in Circle's ARC testnet represents a transformative moment in blockchain. By joining forces with 100 leading global institutions, including Visa, MasterCard, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Zebec positions itself at the forefront of institutional blockchain adoption. That is a mouthful in itself. I mean, you are in the same rooms as Visa, MasterCard. BlackRock moves everything in Wall Street. And then Goldman Sachs, who has a trillion and plus assets. This is like mind blowing. So for Zebec to be able to connect and network with these particular businesses is everything. And it says institutional validation. So this gives Zebec collaborative. This allows Zebec to collaborate with industry giants again. So this allows you to collaborate and gives you credibility if you are in the same rooms with these titans here. And even they even mentioned here Amazon right here. So it gives you credibility. Programmable payments. So Zebec brings advanced payroll expertise, enabling instant programmable wage and treasury operations. So they're going to be looking to Zebec because Zebec is on the blockchain and their specialty is payroll by the second. These institutions with heavy money, they're looking for the next big thing and the next big investment opportunity. So once they find out more and more about Zebec, then that's where things get interesting. And then Global Stablecoin Network, ARC connects 28 blockchains. Zebec now operates alongside global banks and currency issuers. Yep, so this allows for cross-border transactions, and it kind of continues to expand Zebec Network's ability globally. So this is cool here, and with the stablecoins. And it's just a large asset reach. Participants collectively custody and move hundreds of trillions in assets. I mean, this is massive stuff, guys. USDC and stablecoin adoption. So ARC's native USDC settlement and Circle's role as top stablecoin issuer means Zebec will drive stablecoin payroll and payments worldwide. Yeah, so this is not just any region. This is going to be stablecoin adoption globally, and that's going to be filtering through Zebec Network, going to be flowing through the super app, and it's just going to put Zebec at the forefront. And then institutional grade infrastructure, we already know about that. We know that Zebec operates from a compliance and regulatory perspective, so that's kind of why that's there. And then innovative on-chain treasury tools. Zebec's real-time payment flows brings new options for treasury management. Yeah. So they for treasury management, Zebec is the key. And again, these big time players are going to be looking to Zebec. And then, there's some information here about governance, diversity and global coverage. The testnet includes issuers and institutions spanning 5 continents. So again, we're talking about multiple markets, 5 continents. This is why our testnet is important and why you want to be involved. Yeah, and it says future momentum and future adoption. Strong early industry buy-in signals huge momentum for Zebec's technology. So having early buy-in, being in early to our testnet, that's just going to set you up for success. And it says increase enterprise adoption. And so look at this though. Here are essentially these assets. BlackRock, 8.6 trillion assets under management, big time. Visa, 500 billion payments annually. Goldman Sachs, 1.5 trillion assets under management. HSBC, 3 trillion assets under management. Amazon, 80 billion net sales. MasterCard, 6.3 trillion processed. So this will allow for, again, with Zebec, to help with payroll, those payroll streams. You already know about I believe, the partnership with MasterCard with their custom debit cards. So imagine all that flowing through the Zebec card. That will allow for more ZBCN transaction fees to collect and build and build and build and build. And that will have larger and larger and larger buybacks, which will put buy pressure on ZBCN. So this is impressive. But, you see this, you got Robinhood, Coinbase, you got Kraken, you got the who's who of everything. Yeah, and then some more information here, full list of major participating institutions. And again, at the top, world's largest asset manager, BlackRock. They move everything. Goldman Sachs, global investment bank, asset management. And then Amazon, global cloud provider, infrastructure backbone. HSBC, largest bank in Europe, presence in 64 countries. So you get the point of the potential reach of and why Zebec could be a institutional powerhouse. And with Zebec, so the holders has grown to 88,000 plus. So that's a huge milestone as we get closer and closer to 100K. And that's getting closer and closer by the day. So another milestone has been reached. And on the day for Zebec, we are roughly 1.3 million. I'm sorry, we're down 1.3% over the last 24 hours, and the price is 0.0031, right at a $300 million market cap and 16 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours. So that's essentially where we're sitting. And there also, let's go back to, there was also another update. Looks like, yeah, there's some advertisement for a St. Louis Blues hockey jersey, so that's there. And they said something about, is this the one? It's going to be like an announcement. Yeah, so big announcement, major US payments integration coming next week. So is this the ARC testnet? Could this potentially be Like we discussed in my previous video, PayPal. There are another there's a lot of different ways to slice it, far as what the major U.S. payments integration is going to be. But and I believe Coda Pay is another one where it just allows Zebec to connect to Rails, so Rails worldwide. So who knows what this is going to be? But again, if you understand what I'm saying, there is a lot of potential with Zebec and it being undervalued and it being an institutional powerhouse just because of the names that I just listed off, coupled with all these other partnerships that they have and some sort of groundbreaking announcement next week. And again, it says major US payments integration coming next week. So, I mean, PayPal perhaps, because PayPal is a major big time player in the US, but maybe CodaPay, I don't know. So we'll see what this announcement is going to be, far as what the integration is going to be, and could it be the PYUSD stablecoin being integrated as a stream within the super app? Maybe we'll have, who knows, a super app announcement here soon as well. So we'll see. I want to thank you for listening to this video, and thanks for stopping by.